Sounds good. Hey everybody, and welcome to my tour of the 600i. Where to start, where to start? Well, this seems like a good place, if anywhere, to kind of park this ship, get out, and show you around. But first, let's take a look at the exterior. Oh my god, that's washed out. I might move it a little bit, just to give you a better view. There we go. That's right, kick that thing in gear. I'm going to go into a little bit more detail later on about how this ship handles and how it just generally feels. I've taken this down to a planet already, well, a moon if you want to be exact about it. Flown it around and even taken it into combat 1 or 2 times, and I've definitely formed some opinions on this. Some of them are very good, some of them are very bad. Now, man, it does look sleek. It does look very interesting. From a distance, I think a lot of this detail gets lost, and it looks less and less interesting the more you get away from it. And let's see, you know, I think this is really the money shot right here. Like right there, right about here, so you can still see the lines of the ship, the curve of it, and the front end. The front end seems to be where a lot of the detail is, and a lot of the looks come from this. That and the engines. Oh, and there's one other thing I wanted to show off too. See, you see that gun that's there mounted on the back? When you power down, the animations are a little quick right now, but it pops out of these panels, and the same happens for down here. Let's see if we can get a good view of this. Yeah, there's another one right there. Let's see if I can roll the ship and give you, there you go, it's a little bit better of a view here. Yeah, right down there. And if I power down again, you can see it pop back into the belly of the ship. Power it up, comes back out again. And that's it really for the exterior. I think that's about as interesting as that gets. Now, from where I'm sitting right now is in the captain's chair. And as soon as I get up, I'll give you a little better view of it. It's really neat, very interesting looking, and this view is just commanding. For a larger ship, I think this is probably the best view I've seen so far. And this does look amazing. So let's center out the view here, and let's get up. Now, right now it's a little tricky getting back into the seat. Not impossible, but the menus aren't lining up perfectly. I mean, this is still early. This isn't even release version of 3.2. So you gotta expect some of those things. Like if you kind of look over here, see the enter seat is over way off to the right. There's the exit, still giving me an exit even though I'm not supposed to get into it. And I can access a lot of options still from standing. There's enter pilot seat right there. Now I'm going to sit in one of these really quickly and just show them off because these are interesting. Let's see if I can get in here. Get me in. I like how, and unfortunately there is a hellish glare coming from the outside window right now, but I like how you have this console right here in front of you, and then you have this holographic display right in front of you as well. And that's kind of a neat juxtaposition between the two of these. I like the way that's set up. It's unique. And just the look of this ship, it's so clean. It's so angular. It just flows. Every inch of it flows. And over here we have the escape pods. These are pretty standard. It'll be fun to get into one of these and shoot myself into space. Now here we're stepping into the exploration part of the module. And of course the 600i is going to be coming with the exploration module installed into it at this time, no matter what version of the 600i that you've purchased. And this is the huge hologlobe. The first time I stood on this, I half expected to fall through the floor. This is the hologlobe where you're going to be able to see all of your information. It's going to be pretty much the exact same thing that you're going to be seeing in the capital ships. So I really look forward to seeing how that is going to turn out and develop as time goes on. Now over here are the 2 scanning stations. Let's see. There we go. Enter scanning station. Station 1 and Station 2. Now, there's not really much to show off. It has a very similar setup as the previous consoles I just shown on the bridge, except there's nothing down in this display, and the 2 are seated up here. I'm sure these are going to be replaced with something else once the scanning aspect of the game is more implemented, especially into ships like this. Let's get up and let's continue the tour. But oh my god, look at all the detail everywhere. So much attention has been put into this ship. Now I know where that goes. We're going to continue the tour up this way. And we're going to start going into this area because this is a dead end. Now if you look on the walls, you can see what this is all about. This is where your armor is going to be located. And there's several different stations for you to pick up different suits of armor. All the way up to S5, so 5 different crewmen can put out their gear in here and come back and take it whenever they want. And this is the armory. Now, I don't think, well, you can't open any of this right now, but this is going to open up, and there's going to be this recessed area in there with all kinds of weapons racks and places where you can put your various kinds of ammunition and weapons. So that'll be interesting. And let's bring you over to the bar. I love how you can see through the floor into the area just beneath you. And I should have parked in a better spot because this contrasting lighting is very, very harsh in certain areas. But you can actually see, this is the appeal of this ship right now, is, I mean, look at this view. You can just kick back, look outside, and see everything. Unobstructed and beautiful, which is what you want to have when you're going to be traveling around in the verse. And it doesn't stop there. Well, we have seating areas. Seating areas over here. And seating areas over here as well. So it's a very social area to kind of hang out at. Now that brings us down into this portion of the place. I mean, it's even got its own theater. I mean, come on. That's going to be swanky. And it's going to come in really useful for those long quantum jumps that we're going to be traveling to other moons, planets, and other systems eventually. Because this is the Explorer module, and you will be exploring. And also, what else do we have to pass the time? We have a game of pool, which you know this is going to be a mini game at one point. When you're bored, you have nothing else to do, you've checked all your components, you're like, hey, let's go play a game of pool. Let me go whoop your butt before we get to our destination. Now, let me just show you, this is the kitchen area with all the products every good chef needs. Nooks, crannies, refrigeration, even has a little water dispenser on it, just like my fridge. I love that feature. And of course, little areas to sit down and enjoy your meal. Now, when we go over into here, now this is the thing I really like about this ship, is when you go into new sections, you know it. I mean, you just immediately walk into that area, and by the look of it, you know you're in some place like engineering, which is what this is. The whole engineering section is marked by this kind of really interesting faint blue light to everything. Of course, we have the different module accesses, and this is something that, let's see if I can get that sweet spot. Open it up, and it just gives you access to more components. Actually, the really large components. That's how you're going to be accessing them. This is the same way. Sweet spot is. You got to get it just the right spot. There we go. That was the spot to open up. And as you can see, this is where a huge component is going to go into, and this is going to be where you're going to be able to access it. And of course, the ship is very symmetrical in the interior, so if you go over to this side, there's another area just like it with the exact same components, access panels, and this once again, exact the same kind of thing. So let's move on and continue the tour. I believe that's everything down here. Yeah. Alright, so we're going to go back up. And I'm going to show you the lower decks. And there's that gun again that I was showing you before. Kind of popped up and watching our backs. Bar area. Okay, you sit still. I'll be back to you later after I'm done with the tour. Oh, it's been that kind of day. Alright, so let's head down. Well, I'm not going to head down this elevator. The two elevators kind of go to the same spot. But I'm going to show you this elevator in particular for a specific reason. And it's mainly because this elevator actually goes all the way back down to the ground. See, there's the bridge again. Let me in. Now I'm going to go to the lower deck. Even the elevator's swanky. I mean, like every inch of this ship. Okay, let's just continue down and exit. No. exit to the surface. I said exit to the surface. Oh, you're gonna be that way? Okay. Okay, good. I was about to say, don't get all buggy just because I'm doing a tour. I've did this before. It worked just fine. Ah, there we go. The nebulous of space. And you can jump off and run around. This is one of 2 ways to get into the ship, by the way. And this right over there is a hatch I'm going to show you in 1 second. We're going to get back in. Oh, that glare. I definitely could have picked a better spot to stop. And this ship is like 100% shiny too, so it picks up the glare. Open up, man. We have things to show off. Okay, so that was the hatch that I was just showing you before. That's the inside of it. Let's go in here. And this, man, you want to talk about swank. First of all, you got your own little desk. I didn't even check out these. A little absinthe there. All right, Doc. Captain likes to party. Can I sit in the seat? Well, you have your own little private console here you can kind of screw around with. Now, this is really, really interesting. This is what screams style. Okay, so you've got cigars, a handheld pen, and some vellum paper, and a notepad, which you got to figure in the future that is got to be hard to come by. So it's those kind of little antiquated things that just has that touch of style. You know, little ferns right up here by the bed, and check out this view. This is the view you are going to be going to sleep to every night. You look out this window. That's just amazing. Now, if you're going to have a save point, you got a save point in style right here. Good to be the captain, that's all I got to say. And it's all the little details, like I said, over here on the table, over here on the wall. And here's something that was really easy for me to miss. I missed this the first couple of times I went through. It's your own private little bathroom. Of course you have one. And I'm a vampire. I have no reflection. Let's see. Little towels. All the little doodads and goods that somebody needs to get ready in the morning. And it doesn't stop there. It continues on. I mean, even the shower is super swanky. Look at this. Man. It's good to be the captain. Okay, and we are back in the Explorer module. How can I tell? That's the holo map up there that I was showing before. And this is how you're going to get your Explorer in and out of the ship. Your little rover. Oh god! Oh no! Ah! And we're back in the Explorer portion of the ship. Wow. I think I'm just going to cut that last section out in case I did or didn't. What I did is I clicked on this, I opened the door, I stayed inside of it, and I got bounced around like a piñata. So, yeah, we're going to stand over here and open it up, and I'll just show you how it looks. That's essentially how you're going to be lowering your rover down to the ground below and taking off and traveling around. Yeah, like I stood on it like a fool, and I paid the penalty. Broke my arm, I didn't have any medicine, and it actually killed me. Let's see if I can... Yeah, there we go. Easy peasy. Easy to use. Now this little niche looks like another escape pod, and I'm just going to assume it is, because you can never have enough escape pods when you need them. Okay, and this is the other elevator that comes down. It essentially just drops you down on this side. Man, it's everything about this. Every little corridor, every little area. Now, this is the crew's quarters, and even the crew quarters, you know, it adds style to giving you a tiny amount of living space. And it's kind of neat. They have their own little console and their own little TVs they can check out when you're here. But you're not going to be hanging out here very often, because you're a crew member, and there's work that needs to be done. Interesting. Very interesting. And of course you have all the little cubby holes, you know, C1, C2. This is where they're going to be keeping their equipment, their personal gear, that kind of thing. And hey, here we go. These are definitely escape pods because, once again, you can never have enough. And here's 2 more areas for more storage because you also can never have enough storage. And where you can put your clothing. More spots where you can put your clothing, and the bathroom areas. Now, I cannot access these right now. They don't open and close. That's okay. I know what a bathroom looks like. Doesn't really ruin my tour by not being able to get in there. And I'm going to be running all the way back. Let's take this elevator back. Top deck, please. Now, like I was saying before at the beginning of the tour, I've taken this ship out and flown it around. Now, the interior of the ship is where it's at. This is the interesting part of this tour. So far, my general impressions are that this ship is far more impressive in the interior than it is in the exterior. And when it comes to pricing, this ship is as expensive as a Carrack. They're both Explorer modules, but this ship is far more geared towards impressing and comfort, and the Carrack is way more geared towards practicality and self-sufficiency. And if you really want to nitpick, and I do, the difference between this ship and the Carrack, and I mean the real difference, is that this ship is available now, and we don't really know when the Carrack is going to be available. So, there's that. And unfortunately, right now, it's very hard to give a proper assessment about how it handles and how it flies, because the flight model is in flux right now and is being worked on. And this ship is new, and I really assume it's not only going to be tuned before it goes into the final 3.2 release, it's going to continue to be tuned like a long time afterwards. The main thing that they kept pushing about this ship was that it was going to get to its destination faster than the other Explorers. And I didn't get that impression from it at all. Not in top speed, acceleration, or in boost speed. But of course, its flight model is still being worked on, so I'll have to keep an eye on this and see what happens. So that is my tour of the 600i and general impressions of it. Hope you enjoyed yourself, and I hope to see you again. Goodbye, everybody.